I have this theory. I keep floating into spaces that I don't feel like I belong in. Maybe it's God, maybe it's anointing, it's the universe, or just luck that I keep finding myself on the right flights. But 2025, the African Union, United Nations headquarters in New York City, NBA headquarters in New York City, Paramount headquarters, national dialogue, face to face with the president of South Africa. These are just a few of my 2025 moments. Should I be embarrassed? I posted my first vlog 3 weeks ago, and here I am sitting. Since then, I'm busy getting my hair done and I'm about to go on another trip. But I said, I have to have a chit chat with my new people, even if I'm getting my hair done. Let's multitask, Lerai. Because that's what we're doing, right? We're dating. We're getting to know each other. And I must say, in that last video, you guys came through for me in the comment section. Before I'm getting into any of the stories for today, you all, with your comments and your kind words, and by virtually just engaging with me, by clicking subscribe, by saying, oh my gosh, Sarai, I enjoyed your storytelling. You gave me so much affirmation. I really needed it. I'm not gonna walk around here and act tough. No. I needed it. Thank you so much for the validation. Thank you so much for seeing me. I am making the commitment to you in this dating phase. I know it's still early on. We're still getting to know each other, but you are so kind to me and I want to give you more. And I know that we're just going to keep giving to each other. This is a symbiotic relationship that you and I are building, right? And so if I'm going to go on this new trip, and if I'm going to take you into my 2026 year, I have to tell you a little bit about 2025. And majority of that year was just me finding myself in spaces that I was scared to be in majority of the time. Spaces that I felt like I did not belong in. So I've been thinking about this a lot lately. The concept of floating. You know, when you look at your life and you're like, how did I get here? Is it God? Is it the universe? Is it God's anointing on me? Or am I just lucky enough to keep finding myself on the right flights?
Security, we go. Security, security, security.
What time is our boarding time?
My movie is premiering at Toronto International Film Festival. A beautiful, original isiZulu story about a family during apartheid. I play a young jazz prodigy by the name of Kutala. He has dreams to tour the world with his music. I mean, it will definitely have a South African premiere at some point, I hope. It's directed by Zamom Kwanazi, written and directed by her. It's her debut feature film, which is crazy. Like, shout out to her, she's amazing.
So it's the 3rd of September 2025. I took a red-eye flight to New York City. I land at the airport and there's this man that's holding a board up with my name. This is different. See, I am used to having to call an Uber for myself to get to my Airbnb or my hotel. In an Escalade. Escalade. Okay? For my South Africans, for my Africans, Escalade is like the V-class of the States, but there's just something extra to it. Like, you can feel it's executive, it's exclusive. It even has Wi-Fi in the car, guys. Like, damn. So imagine the position I am in, okay? I literally feel like I am inside the TV. I literally feel like I'm in my childhood, experiencing all the movies that I watched because I am in the setting of so much of that media that I consumed. And I feel slightly out of place. We get to the hotel, standing outside against the door of the hotel. My man, ready to receive me, take my bags. Listen, girlies, if he does not do something like that, you don't want him. Get rid of him. He does not deserve you. Do you hear me? Do you see me? But here's the humble pie. Because I took the red-eye flight, I slept on the plane. And when I land, the sun is out. I don't know if it's today or yesterday or tomorrow. I am in one of those days and I crossed time zones while I was on that plane. Public service announcement, okay? If you're traveling to a different time zone, especially for the first time, Chomi, do yourself a favor. When you land and you get situated at your accommodation, don't fall asleep. Stay awake with the city that you are in. I promise you. Because you don't want to lose out on the first few days of your trip, especially if it is a short one.
Which part of New York are we in now?
The High Line is in the meatpacking district, and it's literally a bridge that goes in between buildings. You're literally walking across the city in the sky.
Lounge. Am I stopping too much? We're staying here, ne?
You're welcome.
Is this the hotel we're staying at?
Hell no.
Where's the hotel we're staying at?
Wait, switch the building behind it.
Okay, interesting stuff. Look at the city!
And you're seeing this gorgeous architecture. You're seeing these buildings that probably cost more than cities that exist, I'm sure. And I'm just trying to take all of this in, and it's a lot and it's beautiful. And I keep saying to myself, I'm in the movies. I'm in the TV. I feel like a kid, and it feels so nostalgic and, of course, beautiful at the same time. You see, the thing about Joburg, we have Sandton, and it's a city. Sandton City is the richest square mile in Africa. But to me, it's just that. It's a square mile. You see it, you can drive through it, and you're on the other side, you're done. But New York City, it just keeps going on. It stretches out forever. Left and right, forward and up. And then we get to Times Square, and it's just bigger and bigger. Picture this. The lights are just on. They're always on. And I know that sounds kind of obvious, but coming from home, where electricity is a negotiation, where we have apps to tell us when the power comes on, Escom said push. Chomi, this just feels different, and it feels like a statement. You can tell that these people live differently here. Editing this is reminding me of the feeling I had looking up at those skyscrapers from the streets. It was biblical. It was like Babylon. You know, humans really tried to build a staircase to get as close to God as they possibly could. The best thing that I could compare the feeling to is like when you're standing by the ocean and just looking out at the water. It's overwhelming because you know that at any second that water can take you out. You're so small compared to this huge, vast ocean. It's beautiful, but it's terrifying at the same time because you realize that you do not matter to this city. No, friend, you are but an extra in the story. But that's not the only thing that made me feel small in those moments. Standing outside Paramount in New York City, the Mecca for media and entertainment in the world, this big machine, it felt so weird. 2 months before this trip, July, I had just come back from my first Euro trip, and immediately when I land and turn on my phone, notification from the tabloids. Paramount Africa is going to be shutting its doors. By December 31, 2025, MTV channels across the entire world would be shut down, the music channels. MTV Africa, the whole Nigeria and South Africa office was going to be shut down. And that meant that channel 322, the channel that you know and love as MTV Base, would be blank. And what that meant for me was that the past 4 years of my professional life,
What actually happens at the Kids' Choice Awards before the Kids' Choice Awards? So we spoke to some people and we got the hookup, and now we've got an exclusive first look at the KCA stage, but also the slime. Guys, we are currently at a slime testing for the Kids' Choice Awards. I am going to be a lab rat for the slime. Together. Please, can I have that?
Yeah.
Like as many as I can get.
The next day.
Sawubona.
Sabona Johnny.
Ngiyaphila wena unjani? It's the morning of the Kids' Choice Awards. I can't believe that we are finally at that point in our week in LA. I just need to take a moment to express my gratitude and to take it all in, because I think we've been so on the move in Los Angeles, exploring, ticking off things from our bucket list. But I need to just express my gratitude to not only to the USA KCA team, because they put together such a huge, amazing event, but to our Nickelodeon Africa team. Everybody knows themselves. I don't need to mention names, but it really was a village that put this whole thing together. I want to say thank you to everybody, because none of it would be possible without you guys. And I wouldn't be able to shine without you shining your own personal lights on me. And of course, God. I feel pretty.
Uninterrupted eye contact with the villain.
I've been through so many levels to get here, and all I want to know is what happens in season 5 of Stranger Things?
Hi. Hi. I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Well, I think ultimately what will happen is I think we'll see a showdown of showdowns.
Gone. And friend, let's not get started on the impending doom of the financial strain. As we are sitting and talking right now, it's January, I'm recording this. My bank account is going down and down and down and down and not up. So globally, Paramount is shutting down its international offices.
Yeah.
And that is tasking you with the role of having to shut down the Africa office, because you are the VP of that. Now, it is not because of you that the company is shutting down, but you have to do the hard job. I just want to know.
I'm not going to answer you on this.
I just want to know what your experience is right now having to do that, because this is you're in a C-suite level. It's probably difficult being in a position where you have to close office. I'm sure it's stressful. I'm sure it's taking some level of a personal toll on you as well, as a leader. I just want to know what the experience is like.
I'm not going to answer your question. I'll answer your question on another day.
On another day.
On another sitting.
Okay.
On another sitting. But listen, the media landscape is consolidating globally. So there's consolidation globally. It's challenging. It is a challenging time for everyone in the media space. Streaming is real. It's here. Audiences are migrating from traditional to more digital spaces. We have to move with it. We have to move and advance with it.
So here I am. I'm in the dream city. I'm standing in front of the dream building. I'm walking through it, for goodness sake. And I know that this machine is dying. And being inside that building, it did feel like a ghost town. You could feel the energy. Even though I had literally bumped into Orlando Bloom in the lobby, you could just tell that everyone was uneasy there. And it made me realize how much things were changing, not only in that building, not only for the people that worked in that building that would be facing unemployment.
The mismanagement of the falling TV incentive scheme As their South Africa's creative economy and life support, the productions have stalled. Tens of thousands of workers across the entire value chain have lost income.
But for the entire media and entertainment industry as we knew it.
The dream ended. The studio wasn't just sold, it was harvested into an algorithm. How did the icons of our culture turn into distressed assets in a fire sale? This is the story of how Warner Brothers all but ended the most vicious corporate homicide in history, and what it tells us about who owns our culture.
And I was standing in that moment physically. But what else it made me realize was the fact that we give so much of ourselves to these machines. We sacrifice our health, our mental health, our time, our lives, our creativity, and they can just close in a day. So I did the only rational thing you can do in facing an existential crisis. I ate. New York allowed me to roleplay. I roleplayed the life that I want. Listen, I was Carrie Bradshaw and this was Rai Rai in the city. You know what I'm talking about? So much so that at some point we did end up in the restaurant that Carrie and Mr. Big had their engagement party in. Yes, girl, talk about levels. There's this one restaurant we ended up at called Double Chicken Please. Apparently it's the best bar in the world. Now girl, I am not one to drink, but when I saw what Bay was having, they said it was a Lilo and Stitch cocktail. There was like a purple foam. I'm a foodie. I had to try. I had to mind my business. So I did taste it and let me tell you, it was amazing. And then came these oysters in a carton. Like I said, I roleplayed the version of me who was not worried. I roleplayed the version of me who belonged. My first impressions of the United Nations headquarters are that they are so heavily guarded. I don't know how my stars aligned, but I was invited to the United Nations headquarters during General Assembly. Yep. The same day that I was walking around in the building, there were world leaders having a Security Council meeting. What the hell? My international relations babies are freaking out right now. The UNHQ is a beautiful space meant for world building, for peacemaking, and of course, negotiating. The United Nations headquarters is one of the most powerful places in the world, and in this building with me right now are some of the most powerful people in the world. There was just such beautiful representation through the artworks that they had, and I had such an amazing time. It's truly is like a museum. And when you walk into the UNHQ from the guest entrance, Madiba is standing there. I felt so much at home. Truly, it was so beautiful for me. Visiting the NBA headquarters was really cool because in my work, like I said, I keep finding myself in places I don't belong. I work in media, I work in entertainment, and I've just kept finding myself in the space of basketball. The first time that I attended a basketball game was actually the Basketball Africa League in 2024 in Johannesburg at Sunbet Arena, and it was so beautiful, the energy, to see how many young people came out to play. All of you Latwizis, Nipuma, when nice things like basketball are going on. And I fell in love with the sport. I fell in love with how confident the sport is, how confident the players are, the smack talk. It's all part of the culture of the sport, for the love of the game. And some amazing stuff also happened there, but I've since then I've kept going back to the BAL, and I found myself in NBA. I want to take you along on those journeys as well. You could be walking to Central Park, which I was, and bump into Sean Paul. Yes, the Sean Paul, that Sean Paul. He was on his scooter, like an electric scooter, just minding his business, going about his day. Did I forget to tell you that this was also New York Fashion Week while I was in New York City? So things were going down. And somewhere between the foam cocktails and the impending unemployment, I realized something. We float in the spaces we're used to. We lose our identity to familiarity. But when you take yourself out of your environment, that is when you get a chance to meet yourself. I started this trip feeling like an imposter. Like I just randomly ended up here by mistake. But I realized I didn't float here. God brought me here. If you're feeling like you're failing financially, creatively, or just at life in general, you're not failing. You're just at the point where most people tend to give up. Welcome to the vlog. And please, don't forget to subscribe.